yeah, that is our first patient for hospitalization for the orthopedics. Orthopedies. Hello and welcome back to Project Hospital. So, since last episode, let me just push this patient to the side 1 sec. We'll get back to this now. But since last episode, I have made a bit of an outside area. I've added the staff canteen and I've moved receptions. So I had a reception here and the reception in the center of this corridor. I've moved them to the side over here. So at the moment, both receptions, but also the third reception that I was going to put in is all in here. And I've also added a little gift shop. And I've also reconfigured the radiology department to add a little doorway towards this area, the observation and the trauma center. So you can get easy access through it all, and I've also built this whole section. But as I was just speeding through to get my money up and get some of the simple like treat patient grants, I've just had this patient, William Barkley. Patient can't be hospitalized. Hospitalization on Orthopedy is not functional or missing. Make it work quick. The patient is getting ready to leave. So this is our first patient can't be treated because we don't have hospitalization for the orthopedic department. And whilst I was off, I also put in a plan for the whole orthopedic department. I've put in the floor plan of where I want all the stuff and how it's connected. So, does he need surgery for that, or does he just need rest? I believe he just needs rest. But we do need to hospitalize him. So let me get hospitalization in. So I'm going to go in, get the floor plan done, not the floor plan, the foundations done, and the majority of the walls in. I'm not going to get all the walls in. I might not even do all the floor plan because that's a lot. So I'm just going to go in, get the foundations done, and I'll be back when we can start placing items. Okay, so we've got the necessary foundation/walls in that we need so far. And if we have a look, for us to be able to open hospitalization, we need a diagnosis room, a regular ward, a high dependency unit, an on-call room, a nurse's station, and that's basically it. So if we more or less, I want to say, copy our plan for the observation room for this room, because I believe everything is the same. No, it's not all the same. So let me see, let's get the walls down. We need a bed. That's not the bed that I want. Let me get rid of that. We just want a normal hospital bed. That needs a bedside table and a socket above the bed. And we just want to get a few in like that. Let's get cabinets for each of them and wall sockets for each of them, and then we just need a wall mounted defib. Let's get the door in first. Door, that one. Door there, and then we just need a wall mounted defib right there. And that's four patients in the one room, which is fine. And then the high dependency room, in my head, is that we're going to get 2 in here. But let's start off with just the one. And once again, a double door in the middle. And then they need a defib. And then in my head is that we just get... I might put the 2 in here already. Is that's a 2 gap? Yeah. Is that... We do that. And then bed socket. 21,000 left. So we got high dependency thing. Nurses station. Let's get... That's what we're going to do. They can have stools and PCs. We got 4 nurses. They need a mobile cabinet, which we're going to put here, and a meal tray here. Like so, and then we're going to put 1 stretcher in down the end like this. So I think that is a nice little setup. Doctor's room, we are going to do desks, not that desk. We want the cheaper desk. They're going to have 4 corners, and then maybe we can fit some more in the center. But 4 corners, office chairs, and they're going to have a printer at 1 desk. That also needs some doors, or a door, let's say. They're going to have a door there. The nurses station, that's just open to the corridor, so they can easily get to whoever they need to. And then we need this diagnosis room, which we need a examination table, a door for starters. We're not going to put a window on this though, and the door is going to be onto this corridor because I got all 6 on this corridor, so they're all going to be on this corridor. 6 might be too much because I can only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 patients in at the moment. I could possibly expand further down and get more, but at the moment 8. Technically 8 plus 2, 12, but at the moment we've just got 6, so 6 rooms might be a bit way too much, but that's why I'm only putting the 1 in for now. But this room, we need a hazard bin, disinfection thing, a medical examination light. We need an equipment cabinet. Let's put because we also need one of these in, and that needs a table. So if we get one of these tables, like so, and put that on there, like, I need to put a chair there. Or can I put that like there? Is that good enough? And that can still go there, that's fine. One of these here, and then a mobile workstation can go next to that. And that's everything we technically need. And then stretchers, chartboard, stuff like that, not necessary. But what we will do is put these things, wheelchairs, stretchers, in the corridor. I'm going to put 2 wheelchairs and a stretcher there. We're also going to put stretcher here, and then opposite 2 wheelchairs. So then there's always things close by for nurses to grab. And that's everything for that to be functional. I just need the actual staff. And before I move any doctors, before I purchase any doctors hire, let me check what my doctors know over here. We have a specialist, a resident, an attendant. So technically he can be a surgeon. So we're going to move the specialist to over to here. So that's our 1 surgeon ready. And then we just rehire a resident for over here. And then we're going to actually put Frank Lee as our chief. But yeah, so that covers our 1 surgeon. We need a anesthesiologist, which we don't have. Okay, let's close that. Let's get some nurses in. Patient care. How many nurses do we need? We need 3. We're gonna get this nurse. We also need surgery nurses, like, can we, she can't re-specialize. She can. Okay, so we can get this nurse. So that's our 3 nurses, but I need 2 surgical nurses. So should I just, yeah, I'll hire, this is our only acceptable one. So then I need an anesthesiologist. Which we don't have, but we do have this attendant, which is decent. And then we still don't have an anesthesiologist, but if we pick this fellow, we could change the advanced diagnosis to anesthesiologist, which is okay. So click on them, change that to that. So that hits all our marks for staff for the day shift. And then I just need one doctor and one nurse for the night. So that is the bare minimum that I need for the night. So that's all I'm putting in. But I am going to get that nurse because she is good at critical care. And then this doctor, Nancy Barkley, because she's good at diagnosis and advanced diagnosis. And that is hospitalization for orthopedics done, which now we can actually treat this guy. He is now going to hospitalization, which is all good. And objective complete. Objective for insurance company has been complete. Open hospitalization at any specialized department. Reward increased clinic patients per day to 15, which is all good. And there's all our people going around, and they should be going to go and grab this dude. And it's actually quite good that they're only across the corridor from each other. So any patients that are in our observation can be easily collected. It's not a massive transfer. And then the same with the fact that we have this door. So then any of our doctors or nurses can easily go over to the canteen and the study area. But we also have the entrances and exits over this way to the outside area to the main road. But it also means that anyone which has been treated by our doctors in the offices, if they need to be transferred over, they can either go down the main corridor or actually go up through this side door. But yeah, that's up and working. So that is okay. What is he actually going to do? He's fulfilling his needs. Is he going to the toilet? I need to get these toilets in. I have a place for the toilet, so that's fine. Let's get the toilets in. That should be fine, and then we can just get the cubicles actually in for the toilets, and each one needs not a door there, but a door like so, and then a main door to the outside world, and then a little bin. And also saying that any needs water and stuff we should put in. Technically I can put in water coolers in there, but I shouldn't. What I will do is I'll put them I'll put water cooler there and a vending machine. What I'm also going to do, I'm just going to put some chairs alongside each bed in case anyone wants to sit down, you know. I'm tempted to maybe put chairs in there, but I don't think... No, chairs over the other side, but I don't think that's 100% necessary. But yeah, that is our first patient for hospitalization for the orthopedies section. And if I look at the insurance, that's what I wanted. So our next uninsured insurance company objective is to purchase 2 ambulances, and that increases our ambulance patients per day to 3, which is quite exciting. And if we enable hospitalization at the intensive care unit, we can get ambulances. So our next goal, technically, after we can establish the hospital a bit more, because it is a lot of empty rooms ready for expansion, technically. But once we have everything that we need and things are ticking over quite nicely, we can look at getting the intensive care unit, which is just one ward. And you just need one doctor and one nurse for the day and night. So I could technically set up a tiny intensive care unit area. Could potentially like put it at the end of a corridor, end of the corridor, like down here somewhere, because I have this whole section. I could put just an intensive care ward in. So for example, something like, because if I put just that in, that needs a hell of a lot of equipment. So if we go back to this, because they don't have any visitation, this is literally, so we could do same size as like a normal ward, so get 4 patients in there and literally get, I do it. Let's get rid of that for a sec. Let's get corridors in, because that is the existing corridor already. So let's say 5 by 12, because that's what I've got these already. Yeah. And then nurses station, like right there, and an on-call room right there. And then I could, if I wanted to, put another intensive care unit. Oh, that's in corridor. I just realized. So it's just like a small little unit, like sandwiched, like that. And that can give me 8 patients for intensive care. But with 20,000 at the moment, I don't think that's quite doable. I might be able to do, because I still need to build like the whole foundation for that. But that is also right next to where I want the operating rooms. And then also I can put a cleaning closet in there. And that gives me room to also expand trauma up if needs be. And still expand orthopedy department up if needs be. And that gives me 2 operation rooms there. I'm planning on putting a lift there, because operation rooms can be shared between departments. So I won't need 2 straight away, but 1 would be good. And then when I expand up, when I put, they will be coming down to the operation rooms. But let's just let things keep ticking along for a second and monitor any going ons, because I could put intensive care in, enable hospitalization and intensive care, but I definitely need more money. And that will give me ambulances, which will very much kick off the whole trauma center, which we will be needed to keep an eye on that and making sure that we have enough stuff for any trauma cases that are coming in. we're getting like 56 patients for today. We're treating 35, no issues. We haven't turned any away so far today. So we are looking good, and I don't know how. Would it just be this? Yeah, so if you look closer, you can see workload day is high, workload night is medium, high, critical, high, high, low, low. And then low, 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 low. Medium, low. So yeah, so the actual doctors, they're all on high / low, and the night one is on medium. So what we can actually do is get in another doctor. So if we copy and paste this room over there, and then if we hire, well, what we might actually do, we could do a creator editor, and we can make, let's make myself. I got long hair, which is tied up, but I don't know if that represents long hair tied up. And I've got full face beard, and then my hair is quite darker brown. Well, technically darkish brown with some light bits. We'll do Lima bean. Oh, bean. And I've just realized I haven't put capital on Lima. Lima bean. And then select pick. So select 2, select 1. Comfortable and diagnostic genius, or fast learner, can level skills much faster. Extra talent for diagnoses. 20% bonus experience to diagnostics after successful diagnostics. I think 20% experience, yeah, that's good. And then does hard work, it does not take you free time breaks. That's technically a good one. And then age is, I am 26. We're going to create candidate. That is a lot of money, 10,000, but that will also get us an extra insurance company. And we come in as an intern. And what we can then do is we can follow Lima Bean as an intern all the way up and get him in a decent position within this hospital. So I think that would be good. So let's create that. Insurance company can be contracted. Let's go to insurance company, and that has given us this, which is reach controlled doctor rating 80%, 500 experience points for all player created characters. But yeah, so if we can get his, that will give us an extra 10 patients. So that's giving us up to 66 patients per day. But if we can get his doctor rating to 80%, that will give us some experience points for our character, Lima Bean. But yeah, that will help loads. I'll also click on him. I want is there a way that I can say I want to control him completely. Controlled doctors. We are going to put Lima bean here. So we'll be back with that, with Lima bean in a moment. But we're going to get in another night doctor. We're going to get just another intern, James Young. He's going to start same time as Liam, but during the night shift. Liam, Lima bean. I'm Liam. He is technically meant to be me, but he's a Lima bean. But yeah, he's going to come in on the night shift and just support the load during the night to get that medium a bit lower. And the fact that we got 65 patients per day that we can see, and our rooms are high and critical. So we want to bring that nice, well, we don't want to be stressing out our doctors with high workload. So we want to bring that down a bit, introducing a new intern, which I'm gonna next episode be controlling. We're gonna have focus on controlling Lima bean and leveling up and getting his doctor rating up, but progressing through his career and just getting our money, because we started the episode with something like 70,000. We now have 10,000, which is not a lot. Like, we've more or less built a whole new section of the hospital, but it was needed. But we need to now start getting more patients through and making sure that we are looking after our patients. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or any tips or tricks that would be very useful, please leave a comment. I've been Liam, and this is Project Hospital. Bye.